All right, good morning, everyone. This is the routine weekly briefing for Central North Carolina, and we're covering the period, I say Monday through Sunday. This is Tuesday through Sunday, September 5th through the 10th. Hope you all had a wonderful weekend, Labor Day weekend. My name's Gail Hartfield, Senior Forecaster here at the National Weather Service in Raleigh, and let's get started with the recent past. Jumping into the latest drought monitor. We've seen drought expanding the last couple of weeks. This is the latest one from last Thursday, and we'll get another one in a few days here. But this is the latest one. We've got an abnormally dry conditions over much of central and eastern North Carolina with some pockets of moderate drought there. And as you can see there, the 7-day observed rainfall, we got a decent amount of rain across the south and east sections. That was from Dahlia, and areas of our north and west unfortunately didn't get much of anything. So that is our current situation there with the drought, and we're going to move on to the upcoming weather pattern. Later today, we've got that high pressure area. It's pretty deep, and it's been extending across most of the eastern continental U.S. here for the last few days, producing some warm weather, and that is continuing through today and tomorrow with some very warm and generally dry conditions and very hot temperatures. We've got some temperatures are already at this hour in the mid to upper 80s right now, and we're going to see highs today peaking in the mid 90s to near 100. And heat index values are going to exceed 100 degrees in many areas today and Wednesday. We don't have a heat advisory. Normally that criteria is set at a couple hours of 105 degrees. So we're not going to quite get that because our humidity is just under the threshold to kind of push that heat index up over that heat advisory threshold. So right now we're looking at just under threshold. That said, we've got multiple days of hot and humid weather, and that alone can tax the body. So, advising people just to practice your safety rules, stay shaded, hydrated, spend at least a little bit of time in air conditioning as much as possible. Even periodic breaks in air conditioning allow your body to cool off. So that can be helpful, and make sure to stay hydrated. And we are looking at an end to the really hot weather here as we get later in the week. Got a cold front approaching from the west on Wednesday. Tomorrow, that will bring a slight chance of showers and storms, mainly across the Piedmont. So most places will still stay dry, especially across the south and east sections on Wednesday and Thursday. We're looking at storm chances increasing, though, as we get into Friday and into the weekend. Not great news for some folks who like their weekend football, Friday night football and Saturday football. There might be a chance of some rain there on Friday and Saturday, but the storm chances should probably be welcome after this period of dry weather and help alleviate some of the drought conditions. But overall, yeah, storm chances are going to be higher through Friday and Saturday, perhaps shifting eastward on Sunday as that front slowly pushes through the area and to our east. Temperatures, again, will be hot through tomorrow, again, oppressively so. A little less hot. I'm not going to say cooler because it's not really going to be cooler, but it'll be less hot Thursday and Friday, and eventually getting back closer to normal over the weekend as we see that cold front pushing to our east. Okay, real quick here, the severe thunderstorm potential, very low. We've got just general thunder expected over the western sections of the state tomorrow, and areas, basically the whole state on Thursday. But the marginal risk of severe is well off to our north, and then no severe weather is expected Friday, Saturday, Sunday, although obviously there will be a chance of storms, especially Friday, Saturday, and with any of those storms you could get frequent lightning, so we'll have to be able to watch out for that if you have any outdoor plans those 2 days. Looking at the excessive rainfall outlook, courtesy of the Weather Prediction Center, again, no flash flood threats through the weekend, so that's good news. Here's our accumulated precipitation forecast for the next several days here. Again, very low coverage, and so low amounts are expected through tomorrow. As we look in Thursday, Friday, and we start to see a little bit higher chances of rain and showers and storms. So we're going to start to see some increase in coverage and amounts as we get early into the weekend. And last but not least, this is our 7-day graphical tropical weather outlook. A lot of stuff going on. The tropics continue to be active. We are approaching the climatological peak in the Atlantic tropical season, which I believe is next week. But we are watching what hot off the presses, a newly formed tropical depression 13. That's, as you can see there on the graphic. That is forecast to strengthen pretty quickly into a hurricane by Thursday. And a major hurricane possibly by the weekend. You can see there on the bottom right, the forecast, the latest forecast that just came out. No immediate threat for Central North Carolina throughout the weekend, but of course everyone's interested in what could happen with this. Right now, a lot of the computer models are showing this after that last forecast point you see. A lot of the computer models have it turning northward due to a low pressure area over the Great Lakes that's going to be developing and moving through the Great Lakes. So that deep trough of low pressure in the mid-upper levels of the atmosphere is expected to cause this tropical depression 13, which is forecast to become Lee, Hurricane Lee. Not yet, but it is forecast to do that. Yeah, this storm is expected to curve northward and stay off our coast. That said, there's always the chance of a motion further to the west, which would be obviously of concern to us. And even if it does stay on, takes a northward turn and heads off of our coast and stays off of our coast, it could still produce some deadly rip currents along the shoreline as we get into as early as next weekend, because these things can cause rip currents well offshore and through the next week. So something to be on the lookout for. It's not completely keeping us out of the clear. So we'll keep our eyes out on that over the next few days. And here's the 8 to 14-day outlook as we looked in the next week there. Again, we'll keep our eye on the TD13, whatever happens with that. But as of now, we're looking at a 33 to 40% chance of below normal temperatures and a 33 to 40% chance of above normal precipitation. And we're starting to see those temperatures going down. Our normal temperatures through that week 2 period are getting into the low and mid 80s for highs and low and mid 60s for lows. So fall is coming. It's going to be here soon. And finally, here's our weather summary. Dry and hot weather again expected through today and through Wednesday. A cold front will approach from the west Wednesday and will bring that slight chance of showers and storms, mainly across the Piedmont on Wednesday, Thursday. Coverage should be pretty low both of those days. And then storm chances will be becoming higher, increasing for Friday and Saturday, perhaps pushing to our east on Sunday, but east sections, coastal plain may still get some showers and storms on Sunday. And as that front pushes into our area and very slowly through the area over the weekend, temperatures will eventually head down back closer to normal as we get into that weekend. And as far as hazards and impacts, main thing that we're interested in is today and tomorrow. Those heat indices are going to be exceeding 100 degrees in many areas today and tomorrow. And again, it can be dangerous and it comes on slowly, and a lot of people don't even realize that they've fallen ill until they start feeling the effects. So make sure to stay shaded and hydrated. And finally, the tropics again remain seasonally active as they will as we approach the climatological peak, but there are no immediate threats for Central North Carolina through early next week. Thank you very much for attending, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week.